Yo, what's up guys? This is Judai Yuki here. I'd like to apologize for the camera angles in this video. I did not realize that the camera was moving slightly to the right while I was recording, so please bear with me here. But either way, enjoy yourselves, enjoy this deck profile, and I guarantee that the future deck profiles will not be this way, so please be understanding. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Gotcha! Alright guys, so right now I'm going to be doing a basic Judai Yuki deck profile. Basically what that means is running Jaden's most commonly used and most popular cards in his deck that he uses the most, and it's really fun, it's really cool. Before I begin, I want to let you guys know that this is just how a basic deck would look, but there are many more cards for these characters, so you can switch it up however you want. You know, you don't have to stick with this exact same deck profile. Alright, here we go, I'm gonna start. Alright, so for the main elemental heroes, we have Elemental Hero Avion.
God, shut up!
I have Elemental Hero Featherman, Elemental Hero Burst Lady, Playman,
Burst
and
these
Sparkman.
nuts.
The main normal elemental heroes. Obviously, you guys already know them well. I only run one of each because Jaden only has one of each. So if you see deck profiles online that have copies of certain heroes, that's not an official character deck. Period. Point blank. There's nothing else. You lose. I really hate when I see deck profiles and you see the cards that don't even belong to that character, like Reinforcement of the Army and other bullshit. I'm like,
I mean, that's more of a competitive type deck anyways.
It's more like, the way I see it, it's more of a modified version of that character's deck, but it's not really the character's deck. I like authenticity, so I like to do it as official as possible. That's how I feel it's legit. So then I run one Bubble Man. Jaden in Season 4 does have two, so if you want to add two, you can add two Bubble Mans. He's the only copy of a hero that he has. Elemental Hero Wildheart, Necro Shade, and Blade Edge. And that's pretty much the hero count. And now for the Neos section of the deck, he runs Elemental Hero Neos, and then Aqua Dolphin, Air Hummingbird, Flare Scarab, Grand Mole, and Dark Panther and Glow Moss. So these are all the Neo-Spacians. He runs it in all his decks all the time, especially ever since he got them. He always has them in his deck along with Neos and mixes them up with his elemental heroes. So that basically becomes his entirety. So for the rest of the monsters, non-elemental hero, non-Neo-Spacian side monsters, we got Dandelion, which is a card that he created himself. I even got the cute little fluff tokens that I printed out. So we got Dandelion, we got Necro Gardener, used in Season 3, used in Season 2, Spell Striker, Card Trooper, Winged Karibo, and right now this right here is 20 monsters, but for this deck profile I have 21 monsters just because I wanted to use Winged Karibo level 10. Yes, it's nice and hollowed out. I just got it. So Winged Karibo level 10, I wanted to try it out, but normally I would take him out because he's a bit hard to use, a bit harder to summon, and it's kind of chancy, but I wanted to try it for this, so you could always take this out, and I'll review what to switch it out with later. That's basically the monster count. And now for the spell cards, Jaden has two polymerizations in his deck throughout all the seasons, so he runs two polys. Miracle Fusion, he has one Miracle Fusion. He has Defusion to defuse his monsters. He has one Miracle Contact. He gets this very late. He gets this in Season 4, but it does become a permanent part of his deck. He even uses it against Yu-Gi-Moto in the final duel of the season. And next we got the hero cards. Literally hero cards. So we got the Heated Heart, Emergency Call, Righteous Justice, Oversoul. All very good cards that really help out. Sometimes I take Heated Heart out and just leave these two, or it depends on what you're trying to go for, but these are four cards that Jaden usually always uses. You always end up seeing one of these cards.
Can't write hero without the H.
Shut the fuck up, Yusei. Alright, next, to end the elemental hero support, sort of, we got Fifth Hope, which is the Pride of Avarice for heroes. You could also take it out depending on how many heroes you decide to run, because he has a lot more monsters than this. So if you want to take that out, that's perfectly fine. Add some other cards. He has much more aggressive cards as well. Then we got the two field spell Skyscraper, classic for elemental heroes, gain 1,000 when you attack. And then Neo-Space, which keeps your Neos fusion monsters on the field and powers them up, so you need that in his deck definitely if you're going to run any of his elemental hero Neos fusions. Next we got Fudo summoning Karibo to bring out Winged Karibo from the deck or hand, and then Transcendent Wings to get level 10, which is why I added it. You could take this out if you take out level 10. It's up to you. And that's all the spell cards. Now, as for the traps, Jaden normally doesn't run many traps in the series. I noticed. Get out of here! He doesn't run many traps. He mostly runs a large amount of spells and monsters. I noticed that. So that's why the trap count is not very high in this. But I added his most basic and most commonly used traps. Number 1 being a hero emerges. He uses that to bring out any high level monster from his hand, or any monster really. As long as your opponent chooses it, but he always does. So next we got this beautiful hollow hero signal that I just got. You got to have this card in every deck profile because it's an elemental hero deck. Unless you're running like a Neo's deck profile, you could take it out. It's up to you. Next we got Hero Barrier, so you guys can see it because it's kind of it's ultimate. Next we got Elemental Mirage. This is an anime card. I made this on Photoshop and whatnot. I downloaded the template. So this is Elemental Mirage. This is one of the anime cards that never came out. So I have it there. He runs that. He runs this card a lot too. And then the final trap card, Counter Trap Negate Attack. He runs this all the time too. It's his one out to basically everything. What's fun about using this deck?
Fusions, you punk.
Yeah. What's fun about this deck is the fusions. You get to fuse a lot. Sometimes I don't really get to fuse that much. It depends. Sometimes you gotta get lucky and draw the right fusion cards, and because you need specific fusion materials. It's not like Absolute Zero and Nova Master, where it's one hero and an attribute and you're good. It's like you gotta be quite lucky. You gotta be a Jaden and pull out what you need. And the fun thing about this deck is it can fight without fusing also, because it has Neos as its 8th monster and even Blade Edge and a bunch of other combos that could work without actually fusing. So even if you don't fuse, you'll be perfectly fine. You could find other ways. You could build this deck even without polymerization if you wanted to, and just make it like a normal, regular, aggressive type deck if you want. But this deck is really fun. It has a lot of unique combos. You could build this deck in so many different ways. Elemental Hero, you can mix it with the heroes and Neo-Spacians, or you can make a full Neos deck profile, Neo-Spacian deck profile. Like, you can do so much with this deck. And there's even evil heroes for the Supreme King and stuff, which we'll get to that some other time. But this deck is fun to use. I love elemental heroes. It's my favorite archetype. Jaden is my favorite main character. Heroes is just amazing for me. It's so much fun. The weaknesses of this deck: it doesn't have much protection. And what I mean by that is you could destroy it very easily. The only protection it has against destruction is Elemental Mirage, and that's only for the heroes. I can't protect back row. You gotta keep in mind this is from GX. Back in the day, the game wasn't as aggressive, so there weren't that many counters to a lot of aggressive destruction plays back then. So that's why this character doesn't have those type of cards, because back then it wasn't like that. It's not like Yusei and on, where things started getting more destructive, more counters for those type of situations. So all he has is this. He does have other cards that prevent from being destroyed by battle, simple stuff like that. He does have he has a few little burn cards as well too, but he doesn't have that much. He doesn't have anything to stop against burn damage. So if you burn the crap out of him, he's dead. He has nothing to stop that, nothing at all. So if you are able to burn his entire 4,000 light points, it's game. So that's why I have to be very careful with this. He has not even any of his fusion monsters. Oh, I forgot the fusions. So
thank you.
His most commonly used fusions, I forgot, my bad guys. Elemental Hero Flame Wingman is his favorite fusion of all time. He says it all the time in the Japanese when he summons it.
My favorite monster!
Exactly. And then we got Shining Flare Wingman, which is the evolution of his favorite monster. He's really cool to use. He's hard to bring out sometimes, but when I do, it's really epic. Then we got Thunder Giant, another one of his commonly used. Elemental Hero Mariner, Elemental Hero Darkbright, Elemental Hero Wild Edge, Tempest, and then we got the Neos fusions: Air Neos, Flow Neos, Flare Neos, Grand Neos, and his triple contact fusion, Magma Neos. These are his most commonly used. You could use all of them. In the anime, there is no limitations to your extra deck, so you could use everything. But since this is a basic deck profile and using his most common and favorite monsters, I decided to only add these, because they're his most favorite monsters that he normally uses in his duels to try and win. So but you could add everything all you want. And these are the fusions that you're able to summon with this deck. But yeah, so like I said, his weaknesses is burn, destruction, and yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. He has a lot of versatility. He has a lot of different cards that do different things. You'll see it with other deck profiles. Here are a couple side decks for Judai's deck profile. Like I said, he has a lot of different ways of building his deck and a lot of basic cards. One of his basic cards, which is also part of his Soul, is Duel. He doesn't actually use this card in the duel except in the last duel with Darkness, but it is in his deck, so he just doesn't summon it or play it. But she's always there for him when he needs her. Or him, whatever it is. Nobody knows.
It's a really cool card.
Yeah,
man.
Yubel's awesome. She's cool, and you could fuse it with Elemental Hero Neos, which is awesome. Next we got Rockweiler, Season 1 card, Season 2, and they can use it in Season 4 also. Brings back an Elemental Hero and a Polymerization, so that's another good side card you can add. Next, we have all 6 of the Chrysalis monsters: Dolphin, Chicky, Larva, Penny, Mole, all of these. So these are the Chrysalis monsters that you use to evolve them to summon the Neo-Spacians. So you could use this in like a Neo's deck profile, basically. So they're fun to use, they're cool to use. Next we got the spell cards. We got Convert Contact, which normally I would add in there, but I wanted to try the Transcended Wings combo. So we got Convert Contact, really good draw card for Judai's deck. Next we got the Azik Maho, the continuous spell card, Common Soul. Target 1 monster on the field. Shut the fuck up, guys. Special summon a Neo-Spacian from my hand, and the targeted monster gains attack equal to the Neo-Spacian that you summon. So it's a good combo with Flare Scarab. You gain a lot of attack points with that. Next we got Super Polymerization. He got this in Season 3, and he runs it in his deck. He doesn't use it that many times, but he will use it if he really needs to. So Super Poly, I usually use this against Fudo Yusei, since he has a lot of warrior synchro monsters. I fuse Neos and one of his warrior synchros to summon Neos Knight. It's a really cheap play, but I like it. You could also use this to fuse to summon any of your heroes, because it's a quick play and you can fuse from either side of the field, so it's really good. Next we got Contact for all your Chrysalis monsters. So send all Chrysalis monsters you control to the graveyard, special summon their Neo-Spacian counterpart to the field from your hand or deck, so it's really good. That's the best way to play. Cocoon Party, target 3 Neo-Spacians in your graveyard, then special summon 3 Chrysalis monsters from your deck with different names, and then do that, and then combo it out with Contact or Neo-Space, and then evolve them, and then go for a triple Contact fusion or whatever you want to do with Elemental Hero Neos. And the final common trap card is Mirror Gates. If a monster your opponent controls attacks an elemental hero, it switches positions with it, so your opponent takes the damage, and then the monster switch positions again. So it's a really cheap card. It's a good way to win. You know, just reverse the battle damage and whatnot. But it's really good. So those are other side common cards that you could use for Judai's deck. So you have much variety, many options to do. So you guys have fun with it and enjoy yourselves. All right, that's my Judai Yuki deck profile. Next, we're going to be doing Yusei Fudo. So I hope you guys enjoyed and had fun. Many more cool things to see ahead.
Slogan!
Gotcha!